You know what? I'm going to have fun with this video because I had fun watching that game. Like that was a fun game to watch. And you see preseason games and we all know game 2 was just boring, right? It was so boring. Game 1 was fine. Game 2 was remarkably boring because when the offensive line doesn't do anything, nothing gets done on the offensive side of the ball. And then game 3, you go into it. They have starters going for the Panthers, backups going for the Detroit Lions. So you're like, oh, this isn't going to go well. Is this going to backfire? And the Lions, they get punched in the mouth early, just a little bit by Carolina, and then they flex back. And the backups played well. And we have a 20-0 second quarter. So here's what I want to do. I want to do a couple of different videos. I'll do one on the offense, one on the defense. Let's see if you guys watch these. But before I do that, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hey, why not leave a comment on this channel if you like it? So, a couple of offensive takeaways for me. This offense is so much better with Teddy Bridgewater as the backup quarterback. Just his veteran presence, the steadiness. He does not have that rocket arm. He doesn't have even remarkable accuracy. He just understands how to play quarterback at the NFL level. It's something that's different. So that was one of the things. And I took notes while watching this game. And I thought that he looked really, really good. But beyond the quarterback, let's go to other things. In the running back room, it is very clear that Craig Reynolds is the third back, and there is no fourth back. I think that the Detroit Lions are going to be looking on other rosters. I think about teams like the Eagles that have a ton of depth at running back, and you talk about someone like Trey Sermon that could come off that team. I think that there's a fourth running back somewhere, but I don't know if he's on this team. I do understand the argument by people for Benny Snell. I get that. He runs the ball hard. I just don't know what he's going to do against other good players. Now, I stopped watching this game to come down here and film during the fourth quarter where Benny Snell did most of his damage. But it's hard in the fourth quarter because you're playing against the bottom 30. You're playing against guys that will not make an NFL roster. And if they do, it's a couple of guys out there. So it's not that great. Quarterback is clear. All right, Goff is 1, Bridgewater's 2. There is no 3 at this point, especially with Sudfeld getting hurt. I don't know how serious that is. Running back is clear. Okay, you have Montgomery and Gibbs 1, 2, Craig Reynolds 3. There's not really a 4 right now. Wide receiver, wide open. And when Chase Cota he made the first really decently good gain in this game. He had a catch. I think it was for 21 yards right off the bat, or 19 yards. And I'm just like, I immediately put in my notes, Chase Cota will make this team. And then he proceeded to drop 2 more balls. Important balls. And while he was busy dropping those balls, Dylan Drummond is making diving catches. He's making contested catches. Antoine Green is making people look slow. Now, here's the thing about Antoine Green. I'm going to talk about each of these guys, and then I will hit Trinity Benson and Maurice Alexander. Okay? Antoine Green, everybody's going to love the 70-yard touchdown. That wasn't his best play. It was the play on, if you're looking at the screen, he was on the bottom of the screen. He adjusted and he got back in front of the defensive back to make a catch. It was a contested catch. It was a manufactured catch. That was his best play. The 70-yard play just showed who he is and what he can be because he has that 4.4 speed. He has enough speed to break away. That was beautiful. You love seeing that. But when he caught that ball, I'm like, I still don't think it's enough. But then he had 2 other really nice catches. And I'm like, okay, maybe that is enough. And Dylan Drummond, if what he did in this preseason game, diving and catching balls, like in every way he's doing things, if it's not enough to make this team, he just never had a shot in the beginning. He never had a shot. But what a dark horse this is. Like, how cool is that? And don't worry, offensive line, I'm getting to you. But Like, so I really think if we keep 6 wide receivers, Drummond and Green might make this team. Trinity Benson, I think he's had enough opportunity to show, and he just has never stepped out and showed anything. He hasn't showed anything in the special teams. He hasn't made any plays on the offensive side. He's made easy ones, but that's it. Maurice Alexander is a decent kick returner, but that's it. So that's kind of where we're at with that one. So I do want to take a second and talk a little bit about what our offensive line did. Finally, we had a backup offensive line that was going against some starters for the Panthers, and they did something. They finally showed up. And can I just say, I've talked about this before. Thank you, Colby Sorsdahl, because I think so often we're wondering, what is our answer at guard? Either because we have some things coming up. We have to pay Jonah Jackson. And even if we pay Jonah Jackson, Vaitai, is he the long-term solution with all the injury history? We love Glasgow, but he is older, so he's not going to continue to be great for like the next 3, 4, 5 years. So enter Colby Sorsdahl. He is way ahead of schedule. There were multiple runs, but the big one that I'm thinking is the 3rd and goal from the 3.5 yard line. Reynolds scores a touchdown. He has the seal block. Like, there were multiple runs where he took the defensive tackle, sealed it off, and completely took him out of the play. It was fantastic. All right. So the offense, the second team offense looked good. There was so much depth that our second team offense and defense, but defense is another video, was able to hang with the Carolina Panthers. That is massive. That is a really big deal. So I'm liking it. So here's kind of what my thought process is on different things. Sorsdahl is going to make this team. We know that. That's not really any news to anyone, I don't think. At least I hope not. All right, but he's going to make this team. Wide receivers coming out of camp to make this team, in my mind, are St. Brown, Marvin Jones Jr., Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, and then I think Antoine Green and Dylan Drummond make it. That's 6. I'll do another video on which wide receivers and why. Most likely, I'll do another video on that. As far as the interior goes, I think you have 5 interior offensive linemen. And I think Colby Sorsdahl has played well enough where you're like, yep, you keep him. You keep Graham as the backups. Maybe Graham starts. Maybe Vaitai is the backup. You have Jonah, Frank, and Vaitai or Glasgow as the starters. And you got to figure it out. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at for the offensive side of things for right now, but we'll do more videos kind of talking about this stuff. Stay tuned for the next one where we talk about kind of the breakout players or the takeaways from the defensive side of things. Thank you so much for watching. The defense gets really, really interesting. All right. See you in the next one. Peace.